Hi, it's Rudy from Better Music. Today I've got a announced but not yet released in Australia Kurzweil stage piano synth. This is not just a stage piano, it's not just a synth, it's its own thing and it's very cool. It's the PC4. It's going to be released pretty soon. I've had it brought to me here at Better Music to have a fiddle with and to do the video, and I've been playing it for all of today and a couple of days past as well, and I've got to say it's got some classic, wonderful sounds in it. Kurzweil has always been famous over the years for providing a really high quality sound source, especially in terms of their reputation for strings and pads and orchestral sounds, and they haven't failed to deliver on that front. Those sounds are exceptional. The other thing that's very, very good is the depth and quality of the overall effects engine. It's a fully professional machine. It draws on the more expensive series that Kurzweil make, which is the Forte series. And essentially we're getting, it's basically a mini Forte for, a lot less money than a Forte. You're getting basically the same screen, the same vast VAST sound architecture. You've got a 2 gigabyte library on board. It uses flash memory as well, so it's really quick. There's no load times. It plays really, really quickly. And you've got a whole host of control knobs over here. So these are all assignable. They're mapped to each sound that you put in. The qualities of the instrument in terms of real in-depth synthesis are all there. I mean, you can go completely silly in there and edit everything. But if you want to just be, an amateur user and just enjoy the sounds, well, you can just go through the presets. You can simply mix things. You can have a whole bunch of fun. So it caters to both the newbie or the amateur or even the full pro guy who doesn't quite want to spend the money on a top end Kurzweil but wants the same sorts of sounds and facilities. So we're just going to go through and I'm just going to play some stuff on it. There's so much on here, I can't even attempt to go through everything. We'll go through a few more specs a little bit later on, but we're just going to have a little play and hope you enjoy it. One of the really cool features you saw me while I was playing that, I was just fiddling with the knobs. I'm adjusting chorus, phaser, switching them on and off. There's a really quick way to just play on this. Obviously you can edit layers and splits in like total over the top detail in the menu. But if you're just playing a sound, which I was doing there, as soon as I hit the variation button, and it's got seamless sound switching as well, so it won't cut the sound out when you change. It'll instantly bring in a suitable pad or synth, and of course you can edit it. Cut it out. Really cool feature. Let's go through some more sounds. So we're in the EP section at the moment, electric pianos. There's some really good ones in there. EPs are really good. I'm not going to go through all of them because there's a bunch of them in there. one's pretty cool. Piano like this wouldn't be complete without EP sounds. I've got to say, this has actually got a full synthesis 8 operator FM engine in it as well. So if you're in the programming type of person that wants to edit FM and create your own patches, you can do all that. There is an online downloadable software editor for this as well, so you can do it all from the computer. On top of the synthesis engine, of course, we've got a full KB3 organ engine as well with drawbars. So the faders, when you go into organ mode, these become your drawbars, as in on a real organ. The sounds are really good. It's a proper engine. Whole bunch of those in there. This thing does a lot. Like, it's not just a stage piano. It's not a full workstation, although it does have a full 16-track sequencer on board. It's a very deep editing machine if you want it to be, as I mentioned before. Like I said, if you just want to go through the presets, you can. There's over 1,000 presets. The sound library is compatible with the Forte instruments from Kurzweil. There's a lot you can bring in, and there's 2 gig on board, as I said before. It's got balanced outs. It's got lots of controllers. You've got audio in as well. The effects engine is very, very detailed. You've got normal MIDI, of course. You've got computer MIDI, USB MIDI. And it's very light. It doesn't weigh much. It's got a high quality FATA keybed, so it's a fully weighted hammer mechanism. It's not like a total high-end, $5,000 piano action. But then again, this is not a $5,000 piano. What it is an incomplete synthesis powerhouse that's also a very good piano, with a very good action. It's totally giggable, totally portable, highly studio usable. I'm going to get more to that in a second. The thing with this instrument is, yes, you can play great piano on it. You can buy other instruments that are more just a piano, which are going to have a better key action and potentially be a little bit better just as a piano, but this is not trying to be just a piano. The sounds and the depth of sounds, particularly with Kurzweil, what you will get is you get this quality of this lushness and this richness to the sound, in particular with synths and strings and pads, which I'm going to show you now. And they are really... How do I explain this? They motivate you to create music and to play music in a luscious way. It's not a complete machine that's great for a particular style of music. You can do anything on it, but I've got to say what it does best is the lush stuff. So let's have a listen to some of that. So talking about lush, let's go through some of the string patches. Okay, that's enough of strings. They're great. I mean, you can go in there, you can edit them. They're all totally usable in a live or a studio situation. Let's have some pads. Now, what's really cool is just mixing stuff. So let's just go and put a nice 9-foot piano on. We're going to go to the layer mode and we're going to go and add one of those pads. As well as a 16-track sequencer, there's also a step sequencer in there. Each program on this machine can have up to 32 parts, so it's pretty crazy the kind of sounds you can build up, and you're not going to run out of polyphony. It's 256 note polyphony, but Kurzweil has used in the past, and they still do on this. It's called dynamic allocation. So don't ask me how it works, but the computer will work out what parts it has to drop out if it does, so that it doesn't affect your performance. I mean, needless to say, if 256 is highly unlikely you're going to drop out, but if for some reason you lay it up to the max, it will do it pretty well. I've tried to make it max out. I haven't been able to do it, but it's nice to know that that safety net's there should you reach it. So I'm just checking my checklist here because there's a lot of stuff on this keyboard, and this is all the pre-release stuff. So I did make a boo-boo before. It's not an 8 operator FM engine, it's a 6 operator FM engine. So what else? Sonic animation that you can add to your sounds, 16 simultaneous step sequences. So really the sky's the limit. KB3 organs, we've talked about that. Really high quality reverbs, delays, chorus, flanges. The effects are really, really good. The piano sounds do use Kurzweil string resonance as well. So they've sampled everything really accurate. The pianos do sound really good. There's a German 9-foot grands, there's 7-foot grands, and a whole bunch of different combinations of them as well. One of the reasons Kurzweil is used a lot of theatrical productions and shows use them and have done for years, because they've got all the classic sounds in there that you can use for just about anything. So if you find a particular song, you're trying to find the right sound, chances are you're going to be able to either make it or it's already going to have it in there. So caters to all categories pretty much. Let's have a listen to some more of the synth sounds. You've got all your classic, sampled sounds as well, like, brass sounds and everything. Oh, woo, that was a bad chord. Anyway, let's have a listen. So we're not going to go through all the brass. There's a bunch of them in there as well. More ensemble sounds, so not just strings. Okay, we've heard lots of pads. Again, there's so many sounds on here. Pads, strings, synths, organs, electric pianos, oh, guitar and bass. Let's check that out. Well, they're sort of guitar-ish. I mean, obviously they're not guitar sounds, but you know, you can have a lot of fun with them. Okay, bass sounds, obviously the cornerstone of a lot of productions and songs, and you've got to have a reasonable bass sounds. There's some good ones in here. The synth basses are really good. Let's have a quick look at some of the finger basses and other electric basses. Finger bass, P bass. All right, so let's recap. This is a new Kurzweil SP4. It's going to be released pretty soon. Will work as a piano, will work as a synth, will work as a production synth with 16-track sequencing on board, 2 GB library on board, editors available for PC to work with it, suit someone who's just having fun, who wants really high quality sounds, or a studio person, or someone who wants to record tracks. If you want lush, if you want rich, if you want really nice pads, and real control over everything, and good organs and everything as well, Kurzweil done a really good job. The sequencers on board, it's sort of an old school sequencer, like you know, if you've used a keyboard in the last 20, 25 years, it's ridgy-dig, old school sequencing. And that's cool, because realistically, if you're going to do it really well, you're going to plug it in your computer, and you know, you're going to use Ableton or Logic or Pro Tools or whatever. But having it on board is still cool. You can edit old school wise. The main thing that shines through is that the quality of the sounds, the effects, and when you hear it through studio monitors and you start playing of it, you can hear the depth and the quality of sound. And basically that's testimony to Kurzweil's heritage. And I think that still shines in a product that is pretty much like a sort of scaled down version of their top of the range Forte for what's going to be a lot less money. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, hit us up in the comments below. If you like watching these videos that we do, make sure you hit like and subscribe and hit notifications, and you'll be let know of any new videos that we do on all this cool stuff. We'll see you next time.